I'm Dr. Cheryl Mallon from Brock University, Department of Sport Management in Canada, and my topic today is Building the Future by examining past research on sport performance enhancements. And the research was founded on the preposition that sport finds that doping is posing a threat to the integrity of the sport itself. And so I examined 17 key sport-related journals and examined their 4,200 associated manuscripts and found 112 manuscripts on the topic of sport and performance enhancement, published between the years 2000 and 2014. And from that literature, key themes came out of it that I'm going to be talking about today. The first one is that doping continues to be a reality in sport. There was not a single manuscript that refuted that sport has an issue with doping, and that it is common, persistent, and an epidemic. The second theme was that level of doping occurring in sport is an unknown. There were manuscripts that indicated estimates as to what is happening, but generally the literature indicated that there is no consensus on a method for determining this information. And right now, any number is plausible. The further theme is that there are consistencies issues regarding doping test results, interpretations of doping infractions, and doping penalties. That an athlete is not treated consistently across sports and across countries around the world when it comes to the anti-doping campaign. The interpretations and the application of it is inconsistent, and sport needs to manage this particular situation. A further theme is there is support as well as opposition for legalizing performance enhancement, so doping within sport. And in this particular case, we have literature that indicates we need to support legalizing it because the anti-doping campaign is fragile, involves social coercion and control. So there are dangers that are only substantiated by a handful of research results. So they're saying there's not enough research yet for us to be actually managing this anti-doping campaign around the world. Importantly, multiple questions came up within this literature concerning what constitutes misuse of drugs in sport, particularly when you have a situation where Chinese people have a long history and culture of utilizing animal products, secret formulas, and herbs, and in order to regenerate energy within the body. So why is sport eliminating this particular option when it's been utilized for thousands of years? Especially when you have other performers, those writing in the music industry, in dance and performance, where in the preparatory situation they are not precluded from using performance enhancement. Another theme was genetic doping is advancing and expected to change sport. We have Smith and Westerbeek, who indicated that progress in genetics and molecular chemistry are certain to have a radical impact upon sporting performance of the human body. Schneider and Rupert proposed that gene transfer and genetic manipulation technology offers enormous promise and is expected to transform the way we treat and prevent disease. So if we eliminate this from sport, this genetic doping situation, we would have those outside of sport having this opportunity to be able to treat and prevent diseases, and those within sport losing that particular opportunity. So many in the literature indicated that genetic doping options are expected to be utilized in sport and to be legalized. But multiple researchers were definitely against this particular option. So we have a polarization of opinions in the literature. A further theme was we're not getting away from managing the doping situation, testing and controlling in particular. For instance, if we look at the two options that have been offered in the literature, one where we have events, sporting events that allow doping and ones that don't, we still need to have the testing and controlling situation. This is because those that are supposed to be clean need to be tested to ensure that they're competing against other people that are clean, and those that were allowed the doping, we still need to test them to see how much doping they actually conducted, because if you can take a little bit and get stronger, how much more could they take? And we need to make sure that the health of these individuals is not compromised. So we have a situation where we're not going to be getting away from this anytime soon, so sport needs to determine how they're going to navigate this particular situation. So in conclusion, the content analysis examined 17 sport-related journals and their associated 4,200 manuscripts and found 112 manuscripts on the topic of sport and performance enhancement. With sport finding that doping is threatening the integrity of sport. This is really a low level of research. It's just over 2%. So that's disappointing. And also, the literature indicates that there's a lack of knowledge concerning the level of doping within sport, inconsistencies in the application of the anti-doping campaign, multiple and varied opinions on doping as a legal or an illegal entity in sport. We also have the emerging genetic doping options. So much work to improve the system for navigating performance enhancement in sport is needed. And it is hoped that this particular research acts as a catalyst to encourage faculty and students to debate the key issues and to come up with determinations as to the way forward. And I'm looking forward to those debates. Thank you.